We got quite a bit of really important Tesla stock news today. We'll start with the good news and then we'll move on to what's happening in China, which you want to pay attention to. But for long-term investors, we just got quite a bit of good news today. It's a record 370 Cybertrucks spotted at Giga, Texas. Production is ramping, says Elon. And we got an update this morning too. And Gregor Truck says there should be well over 400 Cybertrucks outside this morning. There are so many of them. This is definitely good news. More here. It was easy to count to 100, but now whoever counts all of these Cybertrucks I have huge respect for. Obviously, higher 4680 production is definitely helping Tesla produce more Cybertrucks. Tesla Cybertruck production rate will likely exceed Rivian sometime in Q2. I think it is clear now that the ramp appears much faster than the 18 months to get to 250,000 annually guidance Elon was providing in November. Perhaps we might even beat the 15 months which slipped out of Lars in an interview. So it's certainly possible that Elon has been sandbagging recently. You don't want my optimism? Okay, I will give you some pessimism maybe as Elon's strategy now. And here's a VIN chart that shows what Cybertruck production used to look like until February 26th, but now it has changed. And I take this as a very bullish statement from Elon Musk for us Tesla stock investors, and maybe not even for long-term investors, maybe for medium-term investors too. Tesla AI is very underrated. Had 2 AI founders while my car drove us through San Francisco. If you have a friend with FSD, beg them for a ride. If you think Elon Musk has competition, you are simply wrong. There is none. To which Elon replies, yeah, 99% of the people have no idea. And this is the good part. An improvement will accelerate dramatically now that we are no longer AI training compute constrained. Right now, you want to be paying attention to what Tesla is doing. Everyone right now is getting blown away by 12.3, but it is likely that 12.3 FSD will look like a complete piece of poop in 2 months or so. Things are moving fast. After saying Tesla was compute constrained about 17 days ago, Elon Musk now says Tesla is no longer compute constrained, and that's a major change. I wonder if Tesla shareholders should be thanking Michael Dell and if AMD came to the rescue, Dojo went online, or if Tesla got an NVIDIA allotment. Here are likely possibilities. Elon says Tesla is no longer compute constrained. This means either number 1, NVIDIA training compute cluster is doing well. Number 2, Dojo has passed a tipping point of usefulness, or a combination of both. So this could be bullish on multiple levels. Dojo might be working perhaps better than expected. Maybe not, but maybe it is. We don't really know. We can only speculate at this moment. But certainly something is happening. And if Dojo is working better than expected, what does that mean to the Tesla stock? Morgan Stanley, in that case, is going to be right about Dojo. Now, maybe it was because of Michael Dell, but either way, this is great news. I see Dave Lee as a very reasonable and credible Tesla stock investor. The most exciting thing about Tesla's end-to-end FSD approach is the potential acceleration in rate of improvement, so he's getting excited about this too. And check this out, another FSD V12.3 miracle. Jeremy and I were driving to lunch on a 2-lane road and needed to turn left into the parking lot. The car signaled and hugged the center line. As it approached the turn, the car coming the opposite direction slowed down and the driver motioned for us to go. Blake was probably. Soon as the driver motioned, my car immediately accelerated and turned into the parking lot. I was floored that it could see the person make a hand motion and interpret the meaning. So all it needs is just more data, high quality data. I'm not expecting this to move the stock today, but I take this as very, very, very bullish, because if people start thinking it is actually going to be happening sometime in the next 5 to 10 years, I think the stock would start to go up by quite a bit. I think we would have this high phase where Tesla stock would go up 50, maybe even 100% in a pretty short period of time, even if we don't have any tangible results, but just the hype alone could push it much higher. Tesla's Optimus bot may be ready for testing at gigafactories. This is evidenced by the announcement of a new job posting revealing some important details. Tesla has published an advertisement seeking an employee for a new position. The company is looking for a technical program manager for the Tesla bot. This person should help advance the development of the robot for pilot use in various manufacturing facilities. The challenge involves collaborating and coordinating teams from engineering, infrastructure, and manufacturing. Oh, but it gets more interesting. An employee in this position must be prepared to travel frequently. The primary location for a technical program manager will be Tesla's new headquarters in Palo Alto, California, but Tesla is planning to test Optimus in several factories at once, hinting at the fact that maybe Tesla has already made fairly significant progress. Here's a list of what the employee will need to do. Now, this specifically points out that we should expect some serious challenges. Manage trial recovery, ensure manufacturing lines are validated and or restored to prior condition post-trials. So this one post in itself may not be completely bullish, but if we start seeing more of these things, all of a sudden, the hype around Tesla could seriously shift. In the meantime, this is what the market is focused on today. Tesla has reportedly reduced production at Giga Shanghai. Tesla instructed employees to lower production of both the Model Y and the Model 3 by working 5 days a week instead of the usual 6.5 days. Now, if you read the full articles reporting on the story, some of them will contain this. This information is believed to be from reliable sources, but may include rumor and speculation. Accuracy is not guaranteed, but I assume personally it is true. If you remember, about a year and 3 or 4 months ago, Bloomberg reported a production cut, and later basically it turned out to be mostly true. The stock earlier in the day was down about 3%, but it has recovered to now being down only 1% roughly. And some markets are actually down today. So this does not really seem to worry the market too much. Or all other good news is just not letting the stock go down much. Here's AJ's reaction to the production cut. This was to be expected. Chinese market is extremely tough right now. Too many competitors who fight for survival. None of them are making money really. So once some of them go bankrupt and the competition actually starts to make a little bit of money, there will be less competition, which I think will give a little bit more room for Tesla to do better. But in the meantime, it's going to be tough. For this reason, this news shouldn't surprise anyone. AJ says, as I explained in another post, this is a red herring in the grand scheme of things. Market always overreacts both to the down and upside, a sense of buying opportunity just as we see FSD emerge in front of our eyes. Look, if you are a long-term Tesla stock investor being disappointed in these Chinese sales, production would be, I think, almost the same or very similar to being disappointed at 2019 Model S and X sales. Look at some of these headlines from back then. Here's a headline from 2016. Tesla shares drop as Model X sales disappoint. Oh, that means you should have sold all of your Tesla stock right before that happened in 2016. Too bad for you. But this is how many people think that are invested in the stock market. I think Jason is right here. It's unbelievable to me that you can buy Tesla shares at $172 per share today, especially with all the positive news about FSD V12.3. Tesla is close to solving the problem of replacing 420 billion, yes, billion, hours of human driving time annually. 1.4 billion human drivers, each driving 300 hours annually. Even if a small fraction of these drivers use FSD, the financial impact is massive. Elon wasn't joking when he said the day FSD goes to wide release will be one of the biggest asset value increases in history. Nobody has ever created a product that frees out this much human time. What people choose to do with their new time while inside their vehicles is another question. Jason is going to be using X, and I personally will be reporting on the news from X. As a Canadian, I am super happy to see this. Another Model Y with Texas manufacturer plates, ADAS testing for FSD V12, this time in Calgary, Alberta, so it's coming to Canada for sure.